All right, we're looking at Brodie Stewart, who had a great serve on tour. He's recently retired, and in this match is a few years after his prime, so maybe a little bit more weight behind the serve now, but still very smooth, nice action. Let's have a look at a couple of Brodie's serves and have a look at some of the good positions he gets into. When you watch your serve now, Brodie, are there key things you think about and that you're looking for and you're happy you get to? I'll tell you some of the things. Oh, you go.
Yeah, I definitely think I'm happy where I am right there. As you can see, my left arm extension's high. I got a good back arch on it. My body weight's going forward. Some people don't like where my elbow gets to there, but I guess everyone is a little bit different. That's the way my arm works. But as you're right there, where my elbow and my wrist is lower than my elbow. That's obviously good flexibility in the arm, and so forth.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a really, really good serve. You get the back around, you get good extension there. You can see you've used your legs to drive up. I'd probably want to see the elbow a tiny bit higher, so you get that other arm, that wrist even further below and straight down your back. Where your ball is, I think you keep it out to the right, which is great. You're a big, tall guy. You're able to hit every serve from that position of the ball toss.
I think my ball toss on the right there is because of the simplicity of my ball toss on my left arm. I don't. You probably won't be able to see my left arm from any of these serving videos, but you will notice if you look at me by the front. The left arm doesn't move very much, so I don't actually take my left arm down a lot, and that disguises where I'm going to be able to throw the ball, whether I'm going over my head or straight out in front, and also disguises the actual shot that I'm going to hit.
Yeah, I mean, that is one thing I struggle with, and you see a lot of people, their ball toss drifts a long way right to left. Your serve is very simple. Drop the left arm, you throw it straight up, and you can see your ball just holds its line really, really well. Doesn't deviate, sits up there nicely. Good left arm. The only other thing I don't really like is is like you say, I think your elbow gets too acute, the angle there. Get that to move. I think you want to try and, that one doesn't look as bad as normal. You want to try and keep, I think, a little bit more angle in there. But
yeah, definitely, and coaches have said that to me previously before. It's an extremely hard thing to change. I've grown up that way. My body's adjusted to that sort of elbow rotation, and I did try and change it for a little bit, but I found that it wasn't affecting my serve because of, I guess I had a fair amount of strength in my arm to be able to sustain it.
Yeah, and you have your great deception on it. You can see from there, this guy, you can't read where you're going to go. You do keep the toss in the same spot every time. I think you're hitting the short angle one a lot better now. Hit a few of these really short in the box to the juice side. Maybe you'll hit one here for me. No. And yeah, that's the only other thing about your serve. When I was playing you, I would feel like sometimes you didn't have enough variation.
Yeah.
You were bang, 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 and maybe now that you're.
It's funny now that I actually serve. My best serve is that wide serve.
Yeah.
Whereas before, when I was playing, my best serve was down the tee.
Yeah, you're probably a young, full of beans.
Yeah.
Just want to throw down
To be honest,
the big one.
I was actually scared of serving out wide because I was always serving to the guy's forehand, a stronger shot more often. So, I didn't serve there a lot.
I just picked up a few of the greats. Here's Pete Sampras, who you said you love to watch. He has one of the best serves of all time. What sort of points do you like about his serve?
Technically, I don't think it's the best serve. It is smooth, but it's not I don't want to say it's not rhythmic, but I don't know. He tends to. The best thing about Sampras is his ability to put it in the spot every time, and on pressure points he would go for his best serve, and you just knew that he was in control, and that's one thing about your serve. It's the only shot in tennis that you can control. So, and Sampras did that well.
Yeah. Again, you can see here he got his back almost with the baseline. He's right around. You can't read his serve at all.
No, that's
and he hits it so heavy. He hits his spots perfectly.
His serve didn't look like it took a lot out of him either. It wasn't just
very strong guy. Obviously, get the arm going out of heavy racket, the gut strings, and he could look like he could do that for 5 sets all day, every day.
Yeah.
There's another one of your favourites, Mark Philippoussis. Another big, strong boy, very smooth serve. Probably some similarities. Is he one of the guys you modelled yours on?
I mean, this Philippoussis was the guy I loved to watch serve, and I loved to try and copy him a little bit. I guess there are some similarities between me and him. I would hope so. I did try.
I mean, you both got the foot back.
Yeah. But look how smooth that is. Like every time, the same thing. His arm's so extended.
Yeah. It's that elbow on the other side of his body.
Yeah.
So his right elbow back there. Good disguise. Good power.
Yeah.
Gets his weight going to his target very well.
Yeah. It just looks relaxed. It doesn't look like it, hard for him to get a shoulder injury because everything's just so relaxed until point of contact.
Yeah. Another one of your favourites is Marat Safin, who probably ball toss goes a little bit further left. He hits it with quite a bit more spin than say you would.
Yeah.
And maybe use a little bit more muscle than.
He disguises his serve well.
Yeah.
Because of that ball toss, he throws it above his head a little bit more. And he's able to use his wrist to change the direction more than someone like Philippoussis.
Yeah, you can see his toss really drifts. Like it starts over there and then it'll drift onto his head.
Yeah.
He makes contact. Get up on the ball. I'll just let these guys, the clips play through. I go through some questions with you. So we know you modelled your serve on Philippoussis, and you guys both have great serves. You loved watching Sampras because he's so smooth and it's just all day. But how did you come to get that serve? Like during practice, how did you practice your serve? Like what would you do when you were out there? Is it just you woke up one morning and started serving bombs? Or?
No, first of all, I love serving. That was the most enjoyment I got out of playing, was being able to hit aces, really. And for me to hit aces was, I knew I had to go out and practice, and I enjoyed practicing my serve. So, when I was first young, growing up, we'd go out and practice, but all I wanted to do was serve, and I'd just serve buckets at the end of each practice session, and play games with myself. That was really how I practiced and learnt my serve, along with coaches, helping me in different aspects. But
And did you have targets down? Did you keep records, that sort of thing, or was it more mind games you would play, or a bit of both?
I did use targets. I liked hitting targets, and it was more the fact that for example, when we were growing up, the crossbars on the back of the fence. It would be a game for me just to see if I could kick a serve, hit, get it in, and then get it above that crossbar. And then the other games were trying to hit, post at the end and trying to hit it real short, angled serve and things like that. Obviously, they help me gain control of my wrist at that height up there, and be able to move the ball wherever I wanted to.
It's good. I know mentally, some of the mental training that you were helping with Pat in Bendigo, you were explaining, how you may had specific serve lessons, like
Yeah,
you know,
I
if
think
you want to talk us through that.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like I said before, I think the serve is the one shot we can control. So for you to be in control, you got to be relaxed. And what I was explaining to Pat was when he steps up to that line, first of all, he should know where he wants to serve before he steps to that line. So he's thinking about it as he's, bouncing that ball at the back of the court or something, knowing that he might be going down the tee. Then when he gets to the line, shrug your shoulders, envision the serve hitting exactly where he wants to hit. That was a big thing for me. I always knew where I was going to serve before I put the foot to the line, and it was a big game as well. And I remember practicing with you, and I remember actually hitting 4 aces against you and a full game. And it's a game. Like I go, all right, first serve's going out wide. I'm going to ace him if I do it, and then I'll go, all right. Well, he reckons that I'm going to go down the tee. I'm going to go down out wide, and I'm going to do it again. And then, and it's an enjoyable thing. Like I'm going to do it third time, and I'm going to hit it. That's the mental side of thing, is having the confidence in yourself just to put it exactly where you want it, and know the other guy can't get to it. Trying to predict what he thinks.
Yeah, and the way you're getting, Pat's never going to have, as big a serve as maybe you or Sampras or Philippoussis, but and you had him. He had a big match the next day, so we were thinking of the player who was playing and going through scenarios that, okay, it's 30-40, it's 4-all. We're just going to work on that one specific serve today. Where do you think you'll go at that time? We worked out that guy's weaknesses. And
I think every day for me, there was a serve that I could hit. I couldn't hit all of them exactly perfectly the way I wanted it, but one day I'd be hitting the down the tee serve, and I knew that because on my warm up before the match, and then even on the warm up while I'm hitting, I could hit it perfectly. And then that serve there has got to be my pressure serve. It's got to, every pressure point I'm got to hit it. I'm not going to go for something that doesn't, that I don't know if I'm going to hit it or not. And that's what I was explaining to Pat was,
and how you get to that point, like, so you had to be out, you have to do the 30 minutes just to that one spot, and then the next day when you come out, well, I know I've got that serve.
Exactly. Yeah. The day before or even 2 days before, make sure you're concentrating on that one serve. If you imagine it, what happens if you go 30 minutes a day on each particular serve? Then you know that after 7 days, you're going to have 7 great serves. Yeah,
you see a lot of guys walk out there with a box of balls and they hit them as fast as they can, and no one really knows what's happened out there.
Yeah. There's got to be, I think, with serving is you've got to be controlled. Practicing, anyone can go get a basket of balls and just bomb serves down, but it's more than that. You got to create situations in your head and
put pressure on yourself somehow.
Exactly, yeah. I tried to make Pat, and I remember when we did before he played, we were serving down the tee, and I put him in pressure situations like he was 4-all third set, 30-40 down. And he felt the pressure, like I could see it in his face. He could feel the pressure, and he didn't make it. And then, after 5 times, you go, all right, mate, just what are you doing wrong? Maybe is it your left arm? Figure it out rather than go, I'm just going to slap it down again.
Take the time. Try and work out how to loosen the arm up. As a great server, you probably, when you're returning, you can turn that around and try and get in the guy's head while he's serving too. Think about like, people who don't focus on their serve, and I was never one that really focused a lot on mine. I did enjoy returning, but you don't think about that other aspect of it, where I guess when you're returning, trying to work out which one is his favourite serve, where's he going to go on these on a bigger point, and then how do you take that away from him? And it's obviously a give and take. Like, you can creep over, but how far do you go before you're giving him too easy an ace sort of thing?
Yeah. Well, as you know, I wasn't the best returner, but I did know what I didn't like. Again, when people return and it's just like a nothing return, If it's hard, coming back at me hard, that's pretty good for me. You know, sometimes if I'm at the net, that's even better. You know, serve volley coming at me hard, and all I'm going to do is put it away the next point, next shot. It's the dinky things that get me. I get put under pressure there. You know,
You got time to think about it.
yeah,
And you bang a serve, it comes straight back. You hit the next ball. You
Yeah.
jag a volley off your toes. You
Yeah.
don't have time to get worried about it.
that's
You know,
right.
those bigger points. Someone floats one back.
And big servers are used to, because when you practice, the guys are just going out there trying to hit their return as hard as possible back at you. So we get used to that. If someone can be creative on their return and you know, just dink a few low at our feet and I don't know, you know, just put it back into play, but an awkward position, you're gonna they put me under pressure a lot.
Yeah, that's good. All right, thanks, Broads. We'll get you in another couple of years for part 3. All right, thanks, mate.
No.